Okay, so today we continue with our class, the Shabbos home, when we discuss 29 Melachos, and we start with a story about Chofetz Chaim that is told by his son. And the next story is between man and his creator. It's not a story it's like the whole section, and the story is no taint of sin. Okay. At the funeral of my father, of blessed memory, someone related the following in the name of his father-in-law, who had served as Rav in a certain town, which my father visited in his younger years to sell his foreign. At the outset of the visit, my father gave a Rav his money purse for a safekeeping. Right, that's how they would do deposits, right? You give a Rav, somebody who you trust. Okay. Just 1 second for safekeeping. After remaining in the town for a few days, my father prepared to travel on. He went to take a leave of the Rav, offered him his blessing, and then returned to his lodging to gather his belongings. One of the Rav's attendants came knocking at my father's door and reported that the Rav wishes to see him before his departure. My father soon found himself before Rav, very irritated Rav. How can a person be such a schlemazel? Schlemazel, in English, schlemazel, translated in English, scatterbrained. Why? I never heard this word before. Scatterbrained and irresponsible. He shouted, "How could you have forgotten the money purse which you left with me?" Right? That's a famous story. Right? My father replied humbly that in fact he had not forgotten the money purse. However, he had realized that in leaving the money with the Rav without witnesses and written proof, he had transgressed the Rabbinical law. We're going to explain this. It's a very famous story. Just 1 second. Rabbinical law. The Talmud Bava Metzia 76a states that the proof is required when one leaves the money with anyone, even Torah scholar, whose integrity beyond reproach. This is one of the concerns that the scholar's preoccupation with his learning might cause him to forget what had occurred, thus causing him to deny the money. Any money had ever left with him. In such a scenario, the owner of the money would be guilty of the causing another Jew to sin inadvertently. My father continued, you and I met a number of times over the past few days, and you never made any mention of the purse. I was concerned that you had forgotten that I have left it with you, and thus would deny possession of it were I to claim it. Therefore, I decided to relinquish any claim to it. The money is yours, and there is no need to return it to me. The Rav replied that he purposely had made no mention of the purse because he wanted to see whether his visitor was a schlemazel and would forget to ask for it. Upon seeing that my father was about to leave the town without the money, he had sent the attendant after him. The Rav refused to retain my father's money and return it to him as a gift. In fact, my father was a very responsible individual, possessed a wonderful memory and sharpness of mind. To write Mishnah Berurah, sharpness of. He understood thoroughly the wiles of the scheme of people, yet never rejected anyone because of this. All his days he saw HaShem's presence before him. That's an amazing story. So let's read this story one more time, and we're going to explain what actually happened. We need to know the details. Some people read these things so superficially, but you can learn a great deal about it. Okay, so again, in the introduction, so in the funeral of my father, blessed memory, someone related the following in the name of his father-in-law, I don't know, had the store of a Rav in a certain town, which my father visited in his younger years, selling this for him. I'm not sure how old was he. I think we said that the first book is authorities, maybe in late 20s. I'm not sure. I don't remember what we said, but basically, okay, so he was selling his books. At the outset of the visit, my father gave Rav the money purse. So basically, the word, like, even if you stay in inn, like there's no sophisticated locks, so you can pick the lock in 3 seconds. Plus, owners of the inn, cleaning ladies, like anybody can take money. Today, you have safe deposit box, so that's safe. But in olden days, forget about it. That's it, right? So actually, did they have a key? I don't remember. So once we were like a long time ago, we were going to a hotel, and we locked. I would say like accidentally, or it was preset, or whatever happened. So, but we did not enter the code, so we did not know the code. So guess what? We called to the downstairs, right? They sent the guy, and he had the key, and he opened in 3.5 seconds. So all these electronic locks. It's such embarrassment to the security. I mean, they validated that we actually, it's our driver license, this and that, but they opened in very, very simply, right? Very interesting. It was a key. It was a mechanical key from I don't know, from the side. I don't remember how he opened, but he did open. Okay. So, but in olden days, there was no such a thing. So you give to supposedly the most religious person in the town, who? The rabbi. Right. So he came to the town and left the money with the rabbi. After remaining in the town for a few days, my father prepared to travel. He went to take leave of Rav. So yeah, it's a respectful manner. So yeah, to go and say goodbye to the people. Okay, offer his blessing and then return to his lodging, gather his belongings together. Right. So he said, say goodbye to Rav, and he was ready to leave. So now that we know the end of the story, so can you imagine? So he already said goodbye to the money. Right, Chofetz Chaim, and he went anyway to say goodbye to that person, right, to see what happens, please. I'm not sure if he went there to see what happens, but still, we have to give a chance to a person. Maybe he had a strong yetzer hara, right? That as it says in the Bava Metzia, in the Talmud, that you cannot trust. You cannot trust. It's not like that the person is crooked. It's not. He's not crooked. But don't put a stumbling block in front of the blind, so he would say, "Oh, that's an opportunity of lifetime." This shlemazal, as they call him, he does not have witnesses. He does not have any proofs. Like I can basically leave money to myself. So right. So don't put a stumbling block in front of the blind. Right. Right. Once Rav one of Rav's attendant. So he went to his hotel room. Once of the Rav's attendant came knocking at my father's door to report that Rav wishes to see him before his departure. Okay. My father soon found himself before a very irate Rav. Sorry. How can a person be such a shlemazal? It's a Yiddish word, right? Shlemazal. So they call it like a stupid person, like irresponsible, basically. He shouted, "How could you have forgotten the money purse with which you left with me?" Right? Like it's good claim, right? Legitimate claim. So you gave me for safekeeping and you never took it back. What is it? My father replied humbly that in fact he did not forget the money. However, he realized that the leaving the money with Rav without witnesses or written proof, he had transgressed the Rabbinical law. You see, I heard this story not from the book, but from somebody else, a little different. So the story was, and that detail makes much more sense for me personally. Why? Because it says that it was on Erev Shabbos, and the Chofetz Chaim got delayed somewhere, and he came and it was very late. So basically, there were no time, like everybody's running around, and you come. Some people have a lot of free time. I don't know, and sometimes they call me on the Friday. afternoon. I mean, are you normal or erev Chag, like before holiday on a day? Like you serious? So you think I'm going to I have time for that? Absolutely not. I don't. But some people, right? So if you come to me and ask me for a favor, you knock at my door. So I would be like everybody under pressure. So right. So meaning he's under pressure. Chofetz Chaim under pressure. Rabbi is under pressure. So they forgot. I mean, Chofetz Chaim did not have time, or he was confused. Like whatever happened. Right, so they did not have witnesses or any written note. So that's what happened. So I think with that additional details, the story makes perfect sense. Okay. However, he had realized that the living money, without witnesses of written proof, had transgressed rabbinic law. So rabbinic law, and we actually have we had a clip about it. Guess what? What Rav Israel Salanter said. That's all right. He said that. He said, if I were in a time of Tanaim, so when they pronounce said the laws of Yichud, right? I mean, describe the law of Yichud. He said, I would say it is forbidden to be in Yichud, right? In seclusion with somebody else's money, right? Because it might tempt a person to say, yeah, it's actually mine. You understand? So that's how dangerous it is to be with somebody else's money, right? So, and person who does it, he transgresses rabbinic law. Not biblical law, okay, but rabbinic law. The Talmud Bava Metziat 76b states, proof is required when leaves money from anyone. So when you borrow money from somebody and say, no, come on, I know who, I know you for 15 years, 20 years. We grew up together. You're my cousin. You're my brother. You're my this. You're my that. What? If you're going to teach me, cheat me, there is no justice in the world, I would not believe in HaShem. So, and even though they say all of these amazing statements, so it's obligation upon us. So yeah, of course we're sure that we want to pay back, and we have money, but in another place, the stock did not mature, bonded, whatever. Right? You're going to get this money in 5 days. Still, you're obligated, absolutely obligated, to write some kind of document, written proof, right, and sign and date, right, or have 2 witnesses. Something not allowed. Doesn't matter what they say. I trust you, even if you don't pay me. Whatever they say, it's irrelevant because it is a law. Okay, so again, the Talmud said that proof is required when leaves money with someone, anyone, even so, or lending money to someone. Even the Torah scholars whose integrity beyond reproach. So in some cases, for example, in the cases of when somebody found an object, and it's a standard object, so it's not like it is a handmade, like in olden days, right? It's handmade, but if it's new, so and all the same, some kind of pictures or parts, like standard form, so you cannot tell them apart, so you can take it because he would not be able to describe it. But Halacha says if it was used, so meaning that there's tear wear, something, right? Right, and it says so if it's Talmid Chacham, and he comes and say, I recognize it. Say I cannot describe it to you, but I recognize it. Mine, you have to give it to him. Right? So why? Because of their integrity. All other people, forget it. Right? But these Talmidei Chachamim, they have amazing integrity. Right? We trust him. This is one of, I think it's the best example. But here, but in these cases, small vessels or even not small vessels, that's one thing. But here, in the case of the money, they say not even Talmidei Chachamim, not even the pure crystal clear people. This is out of the concern that the scholar's preoccupation with his learning might cause him to forget that what had occurred. So we not suspect him, of course, that he may get carried away with by yetzer hara, but okay, he was busy. His mind is not there, right? And right, his mind is wandering in his learning, and he will forget and he will deny the loan or the deposit. 1 second. Continue. Right, and in such a scenario, the owner of the money would be guilty causing another Jew to sin inadvertently. So, if you would produce the proof that you did leave the money with him, no problem, right? So it's very interesting. So you say that I'm such a good person, I trust this person, and he's like brother to me, and she's like sister to me. It's all good, or she's a sister to you, right? But still, it must be a written note. My father continued, you and I have met a number of times in the past days, and you never made you never made any mention of the purse. I was concerned that you have forgotten that I have left it with you, and thus would deny possession of it. Right? So meaning, Chaim said, look, whatever I did a mistake. I acknowledge this. And we met a few times, so you did not say anything about the purse. You did not. So meaning like normal. So when you live in the town, when I have to get this purse ready, maybe it's in somewhere in the hiding or something like underground, right? Storage, whatever the hiding places. So let me just know in advance so I can get ready for you, right? So he never asked. He never asked. Right, so Chofetz Chaim assumed that he forgot. Right? Therefore, I decided to relinquish any claim to it. So, meaning, if person said, okay, so most likely I'm never going to get it back. So, meaning a relinquish claim, it could be like after 5 minutes or after 1 year, right? So, I mean, like any time in between. Right, as soon as a person realizes most likely I'm never going to get it back, that's it. So it's not his any longer. Right? So the money is yours and there is no need to return to me. That's it. So because like in his mind, he relinquished the ownership. And if he would accept this money and say, right, so it would be somebody else's money. So in Halachic sense, it's like stealing, unless, as we're going to say, later on, the person wants to give you a gift. So that's a different story. You can give a gift to anybody what you want. Right? The Rav replied that he purposely had made no mention of the purse because he wanted to see whether the visitor was a shlemazel and would forget to ask for it. Upon seeing my father was about to leave the town without money, he had sent a attendant to him. So meaning this Rav is an honest person, but he wants to teach a person a lesson, right? He wants to people be more responsible. And plus, this young Chofetz Chaim, he break this halacha. Okay, the Rav refused. One second. Okay, the Rav refused to retain my father's money and return it to him as a gift. So as a gift, as I said, there is no problem. As a fact, my father was very responsible individual, possessed a wonderful memory. I wonder if he reviewed before concluding anything in Chofetz Chaim, he said that I review all the sources available, and there is a list of the sources. If you see on the back of Mishnah Brura, right? It's not Chofetz Chaim. I mean, Chofetz Chaim is right of Kogan, Israel Meir Kogan, right? So you look at the back of Mishnah Brura, and it's a list of maybe three or four pages, with a small print of the references of the books that he consulted, and he said that I consulted all of these references 25 times. And only after that I made the final decision. Sometimes he would not come to decision, but many times he did. Understand? So when people say Mishnah Brura says that, or there is another, he lists him as another opinion. So we don't. Okay. And unless it's greatest of the great, so we don't. We don't consider these people. Okay, so continue. In my father's very responsible individual, possessed wonderful memory, sharpness of mind. He understood thoroughly the wires of the schemes of the people. So meaning that it's when it's just like even if somebody tries to cheat. So me personally, I don't have this. I have to work on this. So I get when I see that somebody is trying to teach me that they cheat me. So I don't take it very good. Basically, never. I mean, never. I mean, right. Yet he never rejected anyone because of this. Right, so even though the people who tried to cheat him, he still would deal with them. At all his days, he saw Hashem's presence before him. Right, so of course it's bitachon b'Hashem that Hashem. So unless Hashem would sign up, something, nothing is going to happen. Okay, we stop here. Very interesting story. All right, so we continue with our class. Okay. So we're on the same Melachah of tearing, right? Tearing, and we're on practical examples. So let me just make sure. Yes, practical application. So just quickly, just to repeat what we covered. So we discussed last time how you open food packages, right? So if it's sealed, you have to destroy the bag. For example, if it's a bag, right, you cut horizontally, right, like lengthwise, not the widthwise as we usually do, but lengthwise, meaning to destroy. Same with cardboard boxes, so like this and like this, like L or torrent, meaning completely destroy, make it useless. Cardboard cartons, plastic cartons, right? So bottle caps. So we said don't break the ring. Box drinks, right? The small one that it says that you're allowed to pierce the thing. Okay, with a straw. And now the next one is number 7: peel off seals. Okay, seals that peeled off from the top of the container, as a common with a small container of the canned juice, may be removed in a normal manner on Shabbos. So it's not only this juice container, but it's also what is it, like some salads or something, right? So they would like have this seal, plastic seal. So you just peel it, no problem. No problem. So when I opened up, you know what? I opened up this milk, right? So like what is it? Like almonds milk. So it has also this seal. Okay, same idea. Okay. So those, there is no problem. I mean, there is no other way like to remove it, but to straightforward way. Okay. So next one. And just so we know, so even though it is glued there, so it's not glued permanently. So it was glued with intention to remove it. I need it. Okay. Next one, number 8, wrappers. Any sealed paper or plastic food wrapper may be removed only in the manner whereby it is ruined. This is without tearing words and symbol. This applies, for example, to candy bar wrappers and the small packets of sugar and coffee. Okay, before we continue, so let's break it into parts. I mean, because next one is ice cream. So again, wrappers. So plus any sealed paper or plastic food wrapper may be removed only in the manner whereby to ruin it. Meaning that wrapper, like the wrapper, usually you can reuse if you want to, right? But in this case, no. So you have to, if it's like wrapped sealed, like sealed, right? So that's you need to ruin, and baby, are you obligated to throw off? I think so. Throw out. I think so. Okay. And of course, as in all of the other things that we discussed last time, we must be very, very careful not to cut through the words. So, as I always say, just use scissors and you're good. Okay, and the examples that he give, candy bar. So candy bar. So yeah, we have to be careful. Just cut from one end, I guess, right? Usually it is written like there's some letters, like some text going all the way. So I have to be very, very careful how you open it. Okay. And sugar and coffee. So this, what is this? Instant coffee. So it's like in hotels, you would have in some hotels, like they would provide you this like packets, coffee in packets. Okay, no problem. And plus sugar also, as we said, be very careful. Depends on the brand. On some brands, there is no text, there's no pictures, no writings. I mean, like it's only some, like, so it's very simple to open even with your hands. But in others, you have to be very careful. So if you can use scissors, yes, but otherwise, be very, very careful. This rule applies also to ice cream and ice pop wrappers. Right, okay. So maybe they just on the weekdays, people often peel open the wrapper at the top and the top of the pop, and peel it back using the wrapper, and peel it back using the wrapper to hold the pop and contain the melting liquids. It is forbidden to tear in this constructive fashion on Shabbos. One must tear the wrapper in the manner thereby to destroy it. So it's very interesting. The ice cream or ice pop. So usually how you open a little and you start eating. So if it's going to melt or something, so it's going to drop inside of the wrapper. So meaning what? When you ripped this wrapper, so it was for constructive purpose to prevent the spillage, which is absolutely forbidden. Right, so we cannot cut in anything in constructive purpose. Right, so if you want to cut it because you need to get to the food, as we said last time, that's a different story. So in this case, just take off the wrapper and throw out. Ices. One should not cut open the top of the freeze top ices on Shabbos. These ices should be opened before Shabbos and should be opened in lengthwise on Shabbos, or should lengthwise on Shabbos, and the ice is removed. It is forbidden to cut open container of ices that are made from molded plastic. I have no idea what they're talking about, but okay. So if you have these ices, freeze top ices, we don't eat these things. Okay, so I don't know. What is it? But technically, he's saying that you have to cut in an unusual way, like lengthwise. Okay, no problem. So continue. I don't think we should eat this garbage. Metal cans. Okay, so metal cans, of course, all of these things, it's, as we said last time, and we repeated many times, preferable to open everything before Shabbat starts or before Yom Tov starts. Metal cans. Metal cans, for example, tuna, may be open as follows. So we were talking about after the fact. It's not preferable way. Everything we say here is after the fact. It's after the fact. It's proper not to have these sugar packets on Shabbos. Just you use regular sugar, right? You take a spoon and take how many spoons you want, and that's it, right? So metal cans, for example, tuna may be open as follows. So meaning it is a food, right? That you need, and right, other writings on there. In some, so I think tuna is okay, but I noticed some canned fish. It has like some writings on top. So it's this one would be forbidden to open. Like when you open, you for sure you're going to cut through the writings, like all around, like color, even in colors and stuff like that. That would be a problem. right? So, but with a tuna, let's say there is nothing written there, so you're not going to destroy writing. So it says open halfway only halfway. And number two, the content should be removed immediately and container discarded. See the Shabbos Kitchen 187 with the footnote 11 for further details. So meaning, we're not going to go to Shabbos Kitchen, but when you send the logic. So first, you open halfway, you don't open completely. So meaning what? You open the minimum required. 1/3 would be too much bother, but if you open halfway, there is no problem. You can remove the tuna or any other canned stuff, right? There is no problem. That's enough. Half is enough, and then you remove as soon as possible, and then you throw out. So what does it mean, throw out? Meaning that with your action, you're showing that I'm not interested in this container. So people can keep, especially in olden days, people would keep these containers, and they would make a flower pot out of them. They stored nuts and bolts. I don't know, for many things that you can use. Right, you can use this for storage. Right. Okay. So continue. Okay. So next one. So it was subsection A, and now is subsection B. And actually we spoke about it, but now it's all the details. So the topic is paper napkins, towels, and tissues. So as for sure, as we explained about paper towels, right? You cannot rip them from the roll. Tear, in this case, tear from the roll. It is permitted to tear open in destructive fashion the package of tissue or the package of the paper napkins or towels needed for Shabbos meal. These are considered genuine necessities. So you they're talking about big bag of napkins. So you ran out of the napkins. So you just open up. I think there are many writings on the packages. At least the one that we buy. So it's a lot of writing. So I would say do with scissors. Don't do with bare hands, because you might destroy some. Okay, so basically he said it is genuine necessity. You need tissues, facial tissues. You need paper towels, right? So there are towels that are actually they're not connected. They're not in a roll, but they're separate. They're stuck with them. Okay, of course you can use it on Shabbos. It is also permitted to use a paper towel, napkins, and tissue, even though they may tear through use. Right. So it's okay. So it's very interesting. So again, it is permitted to use paper towels. So use maybe to wipe your hands or wipe whatever spillage or something. Napkins, right? Tissues, right? Even though they may tear in the use. So but since it was not your intention to tear them, you were using them in normal fashion, how you always use. So if it tears in the case of the duration of the usage, there is no problem. So the problem when the person, as we said the last time, start playing sitting around the table with the napkins. So that's the problem. However, it is absolutely forbidden to tear paper towel from the roll. So in this case, what do we do? We just prepare before Shabbos. Whenever you have, you're tired from reading, you're tired from this and from that. So you have 5 minutes, 10 minutes extra. So you can prepare all the toilet papers, right? Tear them in whatever sizes you want. You can prepare this paper towel, tear from the roll, right? Have some stock ready, right, for Shabbos and Yom Tov usage. Okay, but from roll it is forbidden. This violates the prohibition Korea, tearing. If one tears along the perforation, he also transgressed the prohibition of mechateif. meaning cut into specification, right? Because we're not allowed to to measure, and cut into specification. Just to remind us, they were cutting from animal hides, specific forms, right? So there are specific forms to attach them together. Okay, so that's a cutting from specification. So if somebody do it on perforation, same with toilet paper. Boxes tissues that pops up are often fastened to one another. This type of tissue may not be pulled from the box on Shabbos. See below paragraph G concerning the toilet paper. I know what he's talking about, but I think it was in olden days. Maybe it's not. It's still they do it, but in more like a brand, national brands in the States. They what I saw. They're not like that. They're not they just bend they fold it this way that one would pull another, but this tissue, they're not connected. So in olden days, yes, I remember that the tissues were connected, in few places. But if you pull a little harder, it's going to disconnect. So now I don't know how they do it. Don't ask me. But the way I in the past, how many years I never seen that they actually attached. Right? I mean, in other places we stopped buying this kind of tissues a long time ago. So we only folded regular. So for sure there is no problem. One on top of the other. That's it. I mean, that's what we use. I don't remember when maybe we started. I don't remember why we switched to those. Maybe when we learned about this halacha, maybe then we started. I don't remember. Long time ago. Okay, but that's what it is. But if you have this type that one pulls another and it connected, it's a problem. Okay. So next one is bandages. Right. So it has been decided the bandages is a problem. Right? Because why tearing the hairs from the person's body? It is permitted to tear open in destructive. Oh no. Okay. So even before that, it is permitted to tear open in destructive fashion the wrapper of knitted bandage without tearing any warts. I mean, today it's simple. They have such a high quality. They just attach even the way I understand. Today it's what I do. I just open it a little, and you can pull out the bandage. You don't have to open tear these packages completely. I think. I mean, they're all different, but the ones that we use, there is no problem. Okay, of course, if you're in a hurry, right, you might get to rip the package, but must be very careful. Okay, so again, there are many words, and they're very thin. However, since the bandages of the Band-Aid can be removed from their wrappers without tearing it at all. But how? Just do it slowly, right? Slowly and right. By unfolding the folded ends of the wrappers and sliding the bandage out. Exactly. These wrappers should not be torn unnecessarily. So, meaning if it's enough, in the beginning, in the beginning of the wrapper of the bandage, just open a little and then pull out. That's it. So don't open completely. There is no need. Okay. Some poskim say that one should not peel off the plastic tops of a new Band-Aid on Shabbos. I mean, it's as we understand, it's like a little. I mean, if a person has a wound or something, and he or she knows that they would need to replace the ointment or something like that, that's a different story. But if a person just got a cut, a wound on Shabbos, of course we did not plan it. But this some poskim say, so if you can prepare, meaning that this take these plastic tabs that attach to the Band-Aid, right, to cover this sticky area, right? So we should do that. So detach and reattach. So meaning it's not like from the factory, but from us, and we prepared it for Shabbos. Okay, before Shabbos. Then it is permitted to remove them on Shabbos. When he needs a band-aid, since the attachment was only temporarily, meaning for sure. I mean, even like if you think like logically, even when they would produce them in a factory, it was also like temporarily. They did not plan like to stay together attached until you need it. But in this case, for sure, if you did it before Shabbos with intention that I might need it on Shabbos, for sure it's temporarily. However, Harav Moshe finds in the Tzal rule that it is also permitted to peel the plastic tops of a band-aid for the first time on Shabbos. Right? So, meaning Rav Moshe said, so we do. No problem. Okay. So, I guess if somebody wants to go by a more stricter opinion and they know for sure they're going to need like, let's say 3 band-aids because you have to change these bandages, I don't know, every 3 hours, 4 hours, let's say. I'm just making up the case, right? So in this case, yeah, you can prepare. Why shouldn't you? Okay. So next one is disposable diapers, right? So again, tearing, right? Right. So again, tearing. Of course, these plastic tops for sure, and sometimes they get stuck. The diapers got stuck from the heat when they pack them, right? When they pack them very tightly in the package, right? Right. So sometimes they get stuck. Okay. So according to some authorities, the preceding discussion concerning Band-Aid tops pertained also to the adhesive tops of the disposable diapers. And technically, if you think about it, is it such a like big humra that is not that impossible to follow? I would not say so. So, for example, a mother knows that she might need, I don't know, like 5 diapers, 7 diapers, whatever, doesn't matter, whatever, so she can remove these plastic tops and reattach them. It takes, I don't know, 2 minutes. So technically, I mean, Rabbi Moshe finds it also it's not necessary, but technically it's not such a big difficulty, right? Not such a big impossibility. They therefore state that one should unglue the adhesive tabs and refasten them once before Shabbos, right? As we said, the same as these Band-Aids. And only then unfasten them for the actual use on Shabbos. Okay, so meaning for sure it's temporary. However, Hagon Harav Moshe finds in the Tzal and other authorities relate it's a rule that's unnecessary. Okay. So far so good. Often the ends of disposable diapers are fused together in a factory. So of course it was not intentional. It was not. Right? With the tissues, the facial tissue, yes, it was intentional, but with the disposable diapers, not, right? And must be torn apart for the diapers to be opened. This fusing is not done intentionally, but occurs with the diapers to be cut, right? To be cut, or when they compress into package, right? So they compress into package. Since the Melachah of Tirin does not pertain to items, they were attached inadvertently. So that's what we said about the books. A bench or something, when something is stuck, for example, between the pages, like a piece of wood, like breadcrumbs or something, and they got attached, so we can open it, because it was not attached intentionally. So it is permitted to open these diapers, no problem. Okay. So next one is separating the pages of the book. Okay. So separating the pages. So I'm not sure when they actually improved the books, but in I don't know how many years ago, it was not uncommon that you buy a book and the 2 pages are stuck together. So you have to take a knife or something and cut them to separate them. Right? It was right, or the pages stuck together, glued together. But today, I don't know. I never past I don't know how many years, and I never seen that. But in the past, yes, it was not uncommon for sure. Right. The separated pages of a book It is forbidden to cut or tear apart pages of a book, and that remain attached during the binding. So, meaning in a factory, yes, they did not mean, but that's what happened. This act involves transgression of the prohibitions. Right, to separate. Number one, kareya, tearing. So again, if you have brand new book, so if you as we said before, if you have crumbs in your existing books that two pages stuck together, that's a different story, right? So three prohibitions. One is kareya, mechateif, cut into specification. Right now they were separated together. Now you separate. Now they got stuck together. You separated. So now to exact size. Okay, and three make bepatish. Right, completing the formation of the item. So now why? Because before that, before your separation, it was unreadable. So now we separated and became readable. That's a make bepatish. So, as we said before, it is possible with one action to transgress several prohibitions. And for example, if these prohibitions are rabbinical, for example, I'm not talking this example, but in general, so a person would get separate set of lashes. Right? So for one prohibition could be many lashes. Okay. So continue. It is immaterial whether the book is new or it was previously read, but some pages remain attached, meaning you did not get to this book. It's not like it is a book, it's on a page 150, they got stuck. Okay, so just because you read this book from the beginning does not mean that this book is used. You understand? At least on page 150. So meaning when a person tear these pages apart, right, on page 150 and 151, so meaning it's completion of the book. So now you can read the whole book basically, which is a problem. The problem is the Melachah of completing something. Continue. If pages become attached inadvertently, for example, food fell between them during the reading, or glue fell during the binding, okay, it is permitted to separate them, provided one does not tear the pages themselves, right? So two things. So meaning do not tear so it would be like a hole in a page, right? So that would be a problem. What else? And the letters, right? Also the text or pictures. Don't tear that. Just one second. Provide the one. However, if there is anything written on a page that was covered by a glue, so that of course don't do it, right? Or that will be erased or torn in a process, it is forbidden to separate the pages. Okay. So if again, so it is allowed, but not an expense of violating another halacha. Meaning, if a person is going to erase something, don't do it. Okay. So basically, if it's on this white field, there is no problem. White borders, whatever you call it. So next one, opening letters. It is forbidden to open sealed letter. So meaning you also will tear, right? Open sealed letter on Shabbos. Even tearing an envelope open destructively is forbidden. Right? Okay, it's forbidden. Since reading letter is not considered Shabbos need. So, okay, so he just reminded us. So, last time we said that, yes, you're allowed to open packages after the fact, right? Because it is a Shabbos need. For example, this book is Shabbos need. For example, it's a bencher, right? Where you have Birchas Hamazon, yes, it would be Shabbos need. But opening letters, usually, there is nothing so urgent, right? Usually. So if it would be urgent, somebody would call you on the phone and they would let you know. Okay. But even if it's in my mind, if it's an urgent situation, bro. So still, doesn't matter. Anyway, you're not going to do anything on Shabbos. Whatever you're going to do is after Shabbos. Okay. So there is no need. So again, there is it is forbidden to open sealed letters on Shabbos. Even tearing an envelope open distractively is forbidden, since reading letter is not considered a Shabbos need. So that's right. Two reasons: for steering, and then there is no Shabbos need. If one received an urgent letter whose content he must know on Shabbos, he might tear open envelope distractively. I don't know, some doctor's note, some, I don't know, whatever, something. So the person would not have a peace of mind. I don't know, some government, I don't know, from the court papers, I don't know, whatever. So does he want, does he need to read? No. Can it wait until end of the Shabbos? Yes. Right? But some people, they just have no patience. No patience. Okay. Opening aerogram is violations of Torah prohibition and is prohibited in all instances, since it must be opened constructively in order for the message to be read. In cases of great necessity, one may hint to Gentile to open aerogram. When this is not feasible, one may even ask Gentile explicitly to open it. See below paragraph G1. Okay, so we're going to get it. So this aerogram, tell the truth, I never saw the aerogram, I'd say like telegram, but in my days they were like open. This what is it? The postman would bring it to you, right? You have to sign that you receive it, or sometimes they would call it and ask you to come to post office. Maybe I don't remember. Oh no, I think that they would deliver, because there you would pay for every symbol or no, for every word. For every word you would need to pay, every comma, every dot, and right, you would need to pay. So, but I'm not sure like what aerogram they're talking about, but basically we get the idea. So there is no way to open in destructive fashion. So you need to open in constructive fashion. So in order to be able to read the message. Okay, so we got the idea. Continue. Let me see how. Continue. So section G. So they sent us to section G 3 times, I think. Tin toilet paper, right? So again, toilet paper, you have the extra time, right? Just prepare for in advance. For example, there were a few times just recently when we have 3 days holidays, right? So and plus you have guests, so make sure that you have enough, even extra, the toilet paper. Okay. So again, tearing the toilet paper. It is forbidden to tear toilet paper on Shabbos, okay, because it's tearing, and it is for constructive purpose, right? So you want to use this piece. One may tear randomly. One who tears randomly transgress prohibition korea tearing. One who tears along the perforation further transgresses prohibition mechateif, cutting to specification. So if it's between the perforations, it's one violation. On a perforations, 2 violations. In the event that one does not have a pre-cut toilet paper, he should follow one of these procedures. And of course, a person said, "No, I'm careful, I'm this and that." So don't be so confident, right? Why? Because you never know. Maybe you're going to get invited in somebody's house. And they guess what? That these people are religious, but not so much, right? They don't believe in this pre-cut toilet paper, right? So there is some people like that. Somebody told me, I don't remember what was the conversation, and the person said bluntly to me, I don't do that. I said, like it's a Jewish law, right? What do you mean you don't do? Okay. So basically, we need to know all of these solutions in case that we need it. does not have precut toilet paper. Should one follow this procedure? So procedure number one, hinting to a Gentile. If Gentile is available, one should hint, so not direct because it's a biblical, right? Hint to him to tear the paper. However, one should not tell Gentile explicitly to tear it. One should say, for example, my toilet paper is not torn apart and I cannot use it in this manner. Right? This is permitted even though the Gentile will deduce from this statement that the Jew wants him to tear the paper. Right? So meaning what? So we're not allowed to, since it is a biblical prohibition, and it is for sure for constructive purpose. So we're not tearing for constructive purpose. So especially in the perforations, we have to be very, very careful, right? So we're not allowed to tell them directly, and you are not allowed to confirm anything. So he said, "Oh, you wanted pieces like this." So you cannot say yes. As soon as you say yes, it's explicit command to this explicit command instruction to Gentiles what to do. So we're absolutely forbidden, right? So you can continue play stupid. For some people play stupid. It's like it's so simple. I'm planning to meet one of these people tomorrow, right? So just continue and say, yeah, my toilet paper is not torn apart. I cannot use this in this manner. Said, is 4 squares enough for you? My toilet paper is not so we're not allowed to play dumb basically. Let him do whatever he wants to do. When he's done, you can take it, but no confirmation. As soon as you say thank you or you say confirm, whatever confirmation, so that's the problem. Yes, it is a confirmation. Thank you, you can say after the fact, right? If hinting is usually is unsuccessful or impossible, one is permitted to tell Gentile directly what to tear the paper. Right, and some Gentiles, they were smarter, some not that, and they do not understand what do you want. So you need to give them the whole introduction, Shabbos 101, what is not allowed and why you like that, why it's so strange. You understand? But many would, I guess, understand. Some would not. So in this case, yes. Since it is a dignity of a person is on the line, right? So we would be allowed to, right, through the Gentile to violate this Melachos. Right. So that's first solution. So second solution, using uncut paper. One may use the paper without tearing from the roll, and when finished, insert the portion of the roll in a toilet and flush. The paper in the bowl will thus turn automatically from the rest of the roll. This is permitted because one does not tear the paper directly. If you ask me how practical is it, I mean, technically, is it possible? It's not impossible. So meaning a person you use the take the whole roll, right? Use it. Put the used part into the toilet bowl, flash it, and then the water would tear off the thing. Of course, part of the toilet paper would be wet completely, right? So we would have to deal with that. Okay, but technically, is it possible to use it? Yeah, it's possible to use it. Can it clog the system very fast if you're going to use big chunks of toilet paper? Absolutely, right. Okay, right. So this is permitted. Why? So he's explaining why is it permitted to use it and put in a bowl, and then it's going to cut. But it's going to cut for sure. It's not like we delusional think maybe today is not going to cut for sure. I understand it's going to cut with a stream of water, right? But it is allowed because it's grammar. So grammar is a very useful, very important word to know. It's like indirect action, right? So right, grammar. and in the cases of the great necessity, causing the occurrence of the Melachah permitted on Shabbos. Right. So again, this the person's dignity is a very great necessity. Okay, so let me just move the bookmark. Okay, so next example, next example, solution. So this one, I think it's the most practical. I mean, the first one is the best. As non-Jew, but Jew can like, especially the way I see it. That's my personal take. Like to explain if a person, like a strange person, is about the toilet paper. If you're not in this relation, it's like a little embarrassing, or a little embarrassing. Let's say, right? And that person does not understand, and they ask you what's going on, like, are you sick? Are you stupid? So it's okay. It's embarrassing, right? But number three is I think is a more practical. Did in unusual manner. If for some reason neither of the affirmation procedure can be employed, it is permitted to tear paper with from the roll with an unusual fashion. How? Tearing with one's teeth. Teeth, for sure, nobody, like during the weekdays, tear with their teeth, unless HaShem person he does not have hands or something. But otherwise, right? Okay. So otherwise, nobody does it, or with the elbows or something, with the knees, like with the feet, like it's for sure it's unusual. Right. When doing so, one should tear the paper from the roll at the random lengths. So again, not to specification. To specification, of course, on a perforated line, because you know exactly how much you tear. But even if you tear, for example, 3 squares, and between the fourth and the fifth, like or third and the fourth, so that's would be the problem, right? They're random, but still the length is approximately the same. So it looks like you do you cut to specification. You understand? So this also would be forbidden. So do 3 squares, 5 squares, 2 squares, whatever you do, right? Okay. Continue. The reason this is permitted is that the tearing in unusual fashion is forbidden only rabbinically. So unusual and random, right? I mean, unusual. We're talking about tearing now, not to cut to specification. And the rabbis provide dispensation for the sake of this maintaining human dignity. And other things we learned before about other things, and we're going to learn even more. Right? What our sages allow to do for the sake of maintaining human dignity, because people sometimes, when they under the pressure to be embarrassed or something, so they act differently. They would act without pressure. So our sages say, don't put a person under pressure. Right? Don't humiliate him. And sometimes I hear the story, and I understand what people are saying. I understand, and I'm trying to put myself on that person's position, but even if I can, but it's so hard. It's so hard. Like I'm trying to wake people up, and I say that this embarrassment, whatever happened, I don't know. The guy is in his early 20s, and he said the story happened when he was 9 years old. So his mother embarrassed him, and she yells and this and that. You're a young person. You have to grow up. You have to get a job. You have to build your family. You remember what your mother did to you when you were 9 years old. Okay, just grow up. But for many people, it's actually, this memory is like a very, very like still life, and until many, many years, and they cannot go over it. So that's a person's dignity. So this mother, she humiliated according to him. I'm not sure what happened. I mean, let's say the story happened. I mean, it's not far-fetched. Whatever was said, it's not far-fetched. I mean, right. Maybe she overreacted, but she humiliated this boy, her son, basically, right? So now he cannot get over it for many, many years. I mean, it's a very sad story. It's not that I have many stories like that, unfortunately, and not have, but heard many stories. But we see how our sages, holy sages, knew the psyche of a person, and they say, right? So yes, we are rabbis, we are great and Tanaim, right, and Rishonim, but we say, right, that in order to preserve the person's dignity, our loss is going to be like push aside, like set aside temporarily. So I mean, for me, it's amazing, like how they say it's a law, right? We say it's a law, but the person's dignity is very important, right? Because every person was made in the likeness of HaShem, right? So next one, cutting string or ribbon. It is permitted to cut string destructively, right? Thus, one may cut or tear the string that is wrapped around the parcel. I mean, today we don't have parcel, but in my days, yeah, we had parcel, and you have to like build your own box. I mean, of course, you can buy from the post office, but many people would make their own boxes from pieces of wood and from plywood, right? You buy many nails, and you can build your own like a parcel box, and on top, like you would put like this string, so the person can carry. It's very interesting, right? So if you get these parcels, so you can cut. But I think today the more practical would be like when you buy cookies. Or like cookies, cakes, like something from the bakery. So they usually, since they sell these pieces individually, there is no packages. So there is like boxes, right? The different sizes, and they put in the box, and they close usually like the stall or something. So and they would put the string. Sometimes they would put like tied in double knots. That you're not allowed to open on Shabbos, or sometimes they do knot in a ball or whatever they do. So basically, they want it to be safe, right? So these things you can cut destructively. One may also cut a string which label is connected to a garment, or the string holding together a new pair of gloves or slippers. Okay, so string there is no problem to cut. So meaning it's very practical. You wanna wear your brand new shirt, right? And you forgot to remove the price tag. So it is allowed. There is no problem. You're allowed to cut this price tag with the scissors. Some people do it with the teeth. I mean, right? But you're allowed to cut. There is no problem. Okay, because it's destructive and you're throwing it out, and it's not part of the garment. Or another example, he said from the gloves or the slippers. All right, slippers. I would say even from socks. Sometimes socks also like connected. Right, so you're allowed to cut. Okay, so it's destructive fashion, and for sure you're going to throw off. Next one, removing safety pins. According to most authorities, it is prohibited to remove a safety pin that was threaded through garment twice, right? As we said, like because it was like sewing, right? So meaning, this safety pin is comparable, according to this poskim, to the regular thread. Okay, thread. So again, the whole sentence. According to the most authorities, it is prohibited to remove a safety pin that was threaded through the garment twice, right? Meaning that you are able to close it, was left there for more than 7 days. So 7 days is what, as we said before, it says page 69, long time ago. So we said it means it's permanent. 7 days is permanent. So we're not allowed to open it. Next one, last one actually, removing staples. It is forbidden on Shabbos to undo staples that attach several pieces of paper. Okay. Likewise, it is forbidden to undo cleaner stacks that was stapled to the garment. So that's the thing. So I mean, at least the one that we use, they staple like and it's like hard staples. Like it's not like staples that you usually use for what is it for to touch paper. Like these staples are tough. I'm not sure why they use such a type staples, but that they were used. But a few times, unfortunately, I forgot to remove these tags from the cleaner. So I just left it like that, and there is no problem. You can walk out with them because they are like firmly attached. Of course, it's not part of the garment, but they attach to the garment. So like in a permanent manner, meaning these staples is for sure it's permanent manner. Okay, so we finish this chapter. Quickly check time. Okay, perfect timing. So, and just introduce next chapter is topic, chapter number 8, topic garments that may be worn on Shabbos. So, of course, it's a huge topic. So, because of what? Because of the laws of carrying. Not allowed to carry on Shabbos. Okay, so let's do 5 minutes break, and then we continue after break. And today is a story night. 5 minutes. So today we continue with our book Varevna, and we discuss Halachic stories, and we start new parasha and more. Okay, the first story we're going to cover today, Beezrat HaShem, stopping the epileptic driver. And based on a verse in Vayikra 23:3, and it says, on the 7th day, there shall be complete cessation of work. It shall be designated for holiness. You shall do no work. So meaning we're talking about the Shabbos day. Okay. So challenge. On Shabbos afternoon, a doctor was asked to administer emergency treatment to a man who was having the epileptic seizure and fallen on a sidewalk near the doctor's home. The doctors quickly arrived at the scene and found the patient still in the throes of his seizures. Following the normal initial procedure, he turned the patient on a side, folded the soft sweater beneath his head, and waited for the seizure to end. Meaning, now, hopefully, we're never going to need this, but in case we need, so here's the procedure. Right, when somebody has the epileptic seizure, I think you have to know also the symptoms correctly. I mean, when that's what the person has. So on a side and put something under his head. Okay. Fold the soft sweater beneath his head. Waited until the seizure end. Okay. After a few minutes, the seizure finished, and man got up and continued on his way. Okay. So far so good, right? See, he was on a Shabbos afternoon. That's what happened. Doctor helped him, and the guy walked away. The doctor then started back toward his home, but was stopped at his tracks by the sight of that man getting into his car. So man just had a seizure few minutes ago, and he already forgot, right? He's walking to the car and getting into the car. So as we understand, it's danger to society. He ran back toward the car and shouted, "How can you drive now after having just the epileptic seizure? Don't you know how dangerous that is? What would happen if you have another seizure while driving?" So this doctor, so it's not about Shabbos even, right? It's about pikuach nefesh for other people. That's for sure. It's life danger. This guy just got a seizure. Maybe like during the driving, he's going to have some stress. Even not on Shabbos. On Shabbos, it's double punishment. But that's it. So he's very dangerous. So I think where we live, the doctor is absolutely obligated to notify motor vehicle, and they're going to remove this. They get the driver license away from that person. And until I think that depends on what happened. If after the stroke, even they take it out for 6 months. I don't know, for sometimes. I have a person in my office, so a younger person. I did not know. He was actually like kung fu master, as he told me. I don't know. So he said. I mean, he showed me pictures, but, right? But sometimes he had seizures, and he told me that now I'm taking a bus because somebody saw him and somebody reported him, like that he had seizure. But I said, but it's normal. So the guy was so upset. He's a karate kid, not karate, but kung fu guy, right? So he could kill this the person who he was very furious about somebody reporting. But I said, look, you could have killed somebody, right? You're normal. Right, very interesting. So it's very, very dangerous. Everybody acknowledges it's very dangerous. Not only this, but some other diseases as well. Not disease, the conditions. What are you talking about? Asked the man. I have never had the epileptic seizure in my life. You must be confusing me with somebody else. This is not the first time that this has happened. People keep stopping me on the street and asking, "How are you doing, John?" John make that name, right? But my name is not John; it's Bill. Okay. Now please get out of my way, and I have places to go. So was he Jew or not Jew is it's irrelevant, right? So basically, this guy denied completely. So it's a scary situation. Scary situation, to talk to people like that. So the way I see it, because you are just the witness. You help the person, and he denies it completely. And person is sincere 100%. So he's not lying. He's not pretending. He's not making fool out of us. Right? He's telling you the truth, and it's scary. It's scary what this person can do. And then 2 minutes later, I would not even remember. Scary. Okay. The doctor did not know what to do. On one hand, maybe he should call the police to alert them that the dangerous driver was about to get on the road. Although it was still Shabbos, saving the life overrides the laws of Shabbos, meaning, right, it's like big risk, right, to have this guy on the road. On the other hand, maybe the man was right. Maybe this was not the epileptic. Maybe this was not the epileptic that the doctor had treated, although the doctor was almost certain that it was. What should the doctor do? Again, it's exactly in the same day. It's not like 7 days later he met him and now he cannot recognize. So it's exactly the same day. Maybe there were people walking. Unfortunately, in Israel, in many neighborhoods, they just drive it. I mean, not all of them. So you see, when we stay in the hotels, I prefer to stay in a Jewish community. Of course, you need to stay next to synagogues. I would say in places there is one specific hotel that we liked the most because it was a little cheaper, it was closer, nice tiny balcony, right? But it was considered to be religious neighborhood. A lot of Americans, Baruch HaShem, and American shuls, right? For sure, right? And most of the people did not drive, but some people, I guess, maybe tourists. Of course, in the hotel, the tourists and some of them were not religious. But I would say maybe 80% were in the neighborhoods that we stay were religious people. So which is amazing, right? But you go just a little to the different neighborhood, and many people will drive there. Okay, so meaning what I'm trying to say. So maybe this doctor saw maybe this guy, several people they work with jeans and a t-shirt, white t-shirts, go figure, this guy, not this guy. Okay, So it's possible, especially he was speaking with such a confidence. So the question is, what should the doctors do? Right. Solution. Rabbi Zilberstein suggested that since the danger of life is not certain, the doctor never had summoned the police on Shabbos. Need not to summon the police on Shabbos. Maybe the doctor had indeed mistaken the driver for the epileptic patient he had treated. Okay, possible. Even if the driver was indeed epileptic, perhaps he will not have seizure while driving. Even if he does not, does have seizure, it will not necessarily lead to the fatal car crash. Okay, so before we continue, let's see the arguments of Rabbi Zilberstein Shlita, right? So he said, first of all, the danger, right, is not certain, right? So if you know for sure that this guy is going to have seizure, so he's in the middle of seizure and he in the middle of heart attack or something, and he's trying to get into the car. So in that case, yes, the danger is for sure, but here is maybe yes, maybe no, right? And plus, even if he is epileptic, maybe he's not going to get in a car crash, right? Even if he has during the driving. So in this case, he said no. This is similar to the case described in Aruch HaShulchan or Chaim 3:16-2. Regarding the rabid dog, right? He said that it is permitted to kill a rabid dog on Shabbos, since a rabid dog presents clear danger to life. So meaning that it's these dogs, like saliva is dripping, crazy dogs. So meaning if when I was little, everybody knew. So if such a dog beats you, so they have to. I'm not sure why, but they say it's 70 shots into the stomach. So everybody were afraid to go and right. I think somebody from the neighborhood got bitten by the dog. So he said 70 shots into the stomach. I'm not in a short period of time. I don't know, like in a period of few days, 48 hours, something like crazy. So everybody were afraid of these dogs, of course, right? So it is so since it is clear danger. So Aruch HaShulchan said, yeah, you can kill this dog even on Shabbos, right? For sure, because this dog, they mentally not there from this sickness, so they don't have fear of people. Okay, if one is uncertain whether or not the dog is rabid, it might not be permitted to kill it, right? So maybe it's just act strangely. Okay. Even definitely rabid dog will not necessarily bite anyone, right? In this case, there is an additional doubt if the dog is rabid at all, right? Even the definitely rabid dog will not necessarily bite anyone. So okay, maybe it's not. I'm not sure the stages in this this dog being rabid. I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure. So basically, there is doubt. So maybe it's not going to attack anybody. Maybe it's just looking for food. I don't know. Maybe we chase it away and that's it. Okay. So meaning no clear permission to kill it. Okay. Why? Because there's no like imminent danger. Okay. The Aruch HaShulchan continues that normally, even if there are many uncertainties compounded one upon the other, the laws of the Shabbos are still overruled for even the remote chance of the saving life. Right. However, perhaps, so meaning the saving lives, says Chaim 3:29. So meaning what? How does it apply for sure? And we discussed it. We discussed in the case of the sick person. So especially as in olden days and nowadays as well, if something is internal, right? So the person say, I have this pain here, and I have no idea what what it can be, and even I have guessed what it can be. So I don't know, like I cannot estimate is it bad or not. So some people just cut their finger and they crying and for 5 days nonstop. Okay, so the person is going to survive. I can estimate. I can see, and I also can understand. Or some like cut or some wound, there is not life danger. Maybe we can take care of ourselves, right? But in case of internal things, you never know. You never know. So that's why I think in Shulchan Aruch it says all of the internal pains, right? Right? You're allowed to violate Shabbos. Ask for a doctor. Call a doctor because there is a life danger, right? And so meaning so Aruch HaShulchan says. Again, the many uncertainties compound upon another. So, right, but the laws of Shabbat still overruled for even a remote chance of saving life, right? However, perhaps this is true only if the danger is certain, right? Right. So, and the uncertainties are only regarding how the danger might develop. Okay, what does it mean? Such as rabid dog might or might not bite anyone. Okay, so is it these dogs with rabbit dog, rabbits, right? It has rabbits, yes, for sure. Is it going to rabbit dog, right? Rabbits and rabbit dog. Okay, is it going to attack anyone? Maybe yes, maybe no. In this case, however, the very existence of the danger is unclear. Okay, therefore, he concludes that the permissibility to killing a possibly rabid dog requires further thought. So for sure, a rabid dog you can kill because if it's present danger, act dangerously, and same is in insects, right? We said insects. So for example, they had just I don't know some years ago this West Nile disease, this mosquitoes West Nile disease. So meaning they say if they're going to bite adult, maybe not such a big deal, but babies for sure. A baby can die from fever, or somebody a person with a lower immune system. Somebody is on some other medicine, right? So somebody go through the chemotherapy, for example. The immune system is very, very down. So yeah, for a normal grown-up person is nothing, but for this person it could be life danger. So we're allowed to kill all these things, right? Allowed. Continue. The same may be said in our case. The doctor should not call up police on Shabbos, since the danger of allowing an epileptic man to drive is uncertain. Furthermore, it is uncertain whether this is the epileptic driver had treated. Okay, so it's possible to get confused. I guess if people dress the same. Cases of mistaken identity are fairly common, right? Especially maybe he did not look at his face and he was occupied with to make it comfortable and so. Okay, it's possible, right? The Midrash, okay, don't call the police, basically. Continue. The Midrash Bamidbar Rabbah 9 stated that one famous case of mistaken identity in which a husband suspected his wife of infidelity and summoned her to the Beis HaMikdash to be tested for the shoteh ritual. Right, so that's famous story. So, right, so wife suspected her. Since the woman was actually guilty, right? She was guilty. She asked her identical sister from a different city to pose as her and drink the shoteh waters in her place. Meaning the sister was not guilty of the accusation. So meaning nothing is going to happen. Their ruse, right, was successful. The sister drank the water, surviving unharmed, and thereby creating the impression that the guilty wife was innocent. And it is true, right? Because the waters did not work. But with this water, just so we know, it's not so simple. When you read simple pshat commentaries, yeah, it is said she's going to die in this place right away, right? Starting from right. So here, she's basically she's going to explode, right? From starting from stomach going down and stuff like that. But if you read the deeper commentary, said it could be taken this procedure could be taken up to 3 years based on your merits, right? So meaning meaning that the punishment could be delayed for 3 years, right? So just because nothing happened, and plus maybe it's a husband's fault as well, so he's also not so innocent, so he's not deserving this clear miracle. So it's not so simple, but straightforward explanation. Yes. So if she drank this water and she survived, so yes, so she's innocent. When she went back to inform her sister, they kissed, right? And the guilty wife smelled the shoteh waters on her sister's breath and dropped that on a spot, right? So you cannot hide from HaShem. Okay. In conclusion, since the doctor did not make concentrated effort to remember the epileptic phase. So in my mind, maybe he was looking at it from the side, and people usually don't look at the person's face. Okay, right? So it's possible. It is possible that the driver is someone else. So that's first doubt, right? Even if the driver is actually epileptic, it is uncertain if the driving the car will endanger another's life. Therefore, the doctor should not desecrate Shabbos by calling the police to verify the driver identity and perhaps stop him from driving. Okay, so we stop here. So that's the story. To a lot of doubts, it's not imminent danger. So we're not allowed to break Shabbos. All right. So let's see 1 second. Let's do this here first. I apologize, 1 second. Stop this guy. Okay, so we continue with Hilchas Yichud, and we're on the next case is Balach Bir. So next case is C9. As Yichud with a married non-Jewish woman whose husband is in a town. Yichud with married non-Jewish woman whose husband is in a town. Okay. Exemption of Balach Bir applies only partially in the case of a non-Jewish couple. Yichud is not permitted with married non-Jewish woman, even if her husband, Jewish or not Jewish, unfortunately, is in a city, but is permitted if her husband is home or in the immediate premises. So meaning, okay, so Halacha knows this how non-Jews are, right? Unfortunately, I mean we go by majority. We don't say that everybody is like that, but right. But there is a case, right? Again, the example of Balach Bir applies only partially in the case of non-Jewish couple. So they're married according to their law. Yichud is not permitted with a married non-Jewish woman, even the husband, Jewish or not Jewish, is in a city, but is permitted when he is very close by, right? So meaning he just stepped out and he's going to be back in 5 minutes. Provided that the marriage is not discordant, meaning that they have a normal marriage, right? They're not like in a fight or something. So, thus, the married status of a non-Jewish woman allows for a certain leniencies regarding Yichud depending on the following circumstances. Number one, husband is in a house or nearby, so in a city in general is not going to work. They don't, right? Okay. But he must be very, very, very close. And number two, husband is in a city, but is not home or nearby. Depending on the following, so okay. So meaning, right? So he's nearby or not nearby? Okay. So see number 2 below. Okay. So first case details. If husband is nearby, so non-Jewish couple, so non-Jewish woman in the Yichud with a man. And her husband is nearby. One may remain alone in the home or the building of married non-Jewish woman whose husband is presently in the house, or at least is he immediate premises. For example, in a front yard. Okay. Examples: a Jewish repairman, realtor, or inspector, etc., may enter the home or even locked of a non-Jewish couple to do his work as long as the husband is present in the house or in immediate premises. Right. Right. So meaning the Jewish realtor, a repairman, the inspector can go into this non-Jewish home only when her husband is there. Okay. Next example. A Jewish property manager may enter the home of even locked of a non-Jewish couple to respond to the maintenance issue or to collect rent, as long as the husband is present in the house on the immediate premises. So meaning, I guess, on Sunday when they're not working, right? So, but other days are not going to work out so well. Meaning, if the husband is not in the house, so that's a Jew is not allowed to go to the house of non-Jewish woman. Continue. When the spouses are in each other presence, non-Jew have a similar moral instinct. When the spouses in each other presence, non-Jew have similar moral instincts and would not tolerate infidelity of his wife. Okay, so when he's far away, we don't know, but when he's close by, so she would be afraid of him. Okay, so case number 2, meaning when husband is in a city, this non-Jewish husband in the city, but not nearby. And it says, however, if the husband is not home or nearby, the permissibility of Yichud is questionable. For even if there is a husband, is in a city, therefore he may only adopt a lenient approach. One may only adopt the lenient approach in a very difficult circumstances, if there is a reasonable belief that the husband might return home at any time. So now we go by the first opinion, more stricter, meaning that he sends himself like a contractor of some sort. Right? So meaning there is a reasonable chance that he might come back. So if he's working a 5 to 9 in office, so and it's like 10 a.m., so there is would not be allowed. Okay, so examples. A Jewish repairman, realtor, inspector, property manager, etc. may not enter the home of a non-Jewish woman who is in a home alone, even if it is known that her husband is present in the city. There is a works in a local business, right? So that's the problem. So he cannot go there. Local business. However, as mentioned previously, if he is permitted to enter the house to do the work, if your husband is somewhere in the house or in immediate premises, right? So meaning that he can come in any moment. This holds true even if the doors of the house are locked, right? Because most likely the husband has a key. For example, automatically, or the property is in a secluded rural area. For example, a quiet farm or a summer house. That's regarding the permissibility of entering the house when the woman is alone with her non-Jewish children. So we're going to get to it. Okay, no problem. So meaning the bottom line, in case of like a great necessity, maybe emergency, that would be different. But if the husband is only in the city but not in nearby, right? So it would not be allowed to enter such a house of a Jewish repairman, realtor, or other people. Okay, so we stop here. Right, so let's see the questions. Okay, so let's start from the first question. And it says, Shalom Rabbi, I heard a clip from Rabbi Naftali Horowitz in the name of Peshischa Rebbe that yetzer hara is not stronger than us. We just think ourselves weaker than it. Okay. But I also heard a different story from Rabbi Reuven Shlita that the Or Chaim Hakadosh was able to beat the Satan in some type of spiritual way, but he could not fully defeat the Lamed Yud. Okay. It seems that his wife, right? Satan was. It seems that Or Chaim was not fully stronger than yetzer hara. Needless to say, regarding us, these two stories seems to contradict each other. I wonder if Rabbi can help me understand. Okay. So we have two seemingly contradictory stories. So one story is from Peshischa Rebbe that he said, it's a very, very famous personality, right? Very holy tzaddik, that yetzer hara is not stronger than us. We just think that we are weaker. Okay. And Or Chaim said that he was able to beat it. So meaning, but not his wife. So where is the truth lies? So how we apply to our daily life. So we apply to our daily life is very simple. It's a hara. We go by the middle opinion. It's not like this and not like that. So it's a hara is stronger, and we're not going to be able to beat it on ourselves, right? You can only try, but we always need the help of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's the bottom line. So, but we because we have a freedom of choice. So, many times yetzer hara is going to test us in some instances, and if you withstand the test, so and your level of bihira, like a free choice, is going to move up different level, so he's not going to be allowed to test it in those areas that you were tested before. You understand? So is it stronger than us? Absolutely, it is stronger than us. It has experience from the beginning of the world, right? So meaning it's a stronger person. The person can do anything, but we're going to combine all the opinions. But since the person thinks that he's weaker and he cannot withstand, like many people, say somebody is smoking. And I say, but the smoking is not. Yeah, I know. So can you stop? No, I cannot stop. Or somebody somebody has a sweet tooth, and you say that, but the sugar is I don't know what the bad sugar 700. So your sugar is 700. You're going to die with. No, I know, but this cookie, I cannot this ice cream, and they cannot stop themselves. So it's not like it's a hara people think maybe some big sins, even small ones. So people pretend to be weak, or they seems to be weak in their eyes. 100%. Is it yetzer hara? 100%. So he has many tactics. It's not like right. But on one hand, on another hand, if a person, if a person is getting this test, meaning that he can overcome it. Who knows? Right? How do you know? HaShem said it. So he would not send us a test that we are not able to overcome. You understand? So why way or another? So we can withstand the test. So are we stronger than yetzer hara? In this case, yes. So meaning he's attacking me, but I'm strong enough because HaShem would not send us a test that we're destined to fail. So yeah, I'm stronger in some sense. But since persons always sees themselves not as a weak people, so I cannot do it. I cannot do this. I cannot do that. So in this case, we need a boost from HaShem, some protection, some self-confidence that we can withstand the test. So who is of course, from Or Chaim Hakadosh, he is Kadosh, he is Or Chaim. Right? His books reading until this day. still reprinting, and better commentaries, and he's quoted all over the place. Us, we're not still there. We're still not there. Still not there. So I mean, like I said, I think yesterday or this week, last week, some people, they're delusional. They all of the people try to like us who want to learn Kabbalah. Even people in my different class, Kabbalah. Shmabala, like you don't know laws of Shabbos. What Kabbalah? You didn't finish like a partial of the week. Like what Kabbalah? So people are delusional, of course. Right? They overestimate themselves. So that's the problem. Okay. So right, and they would compare themselves. So I say it's 40 years, but what was it? What's the book? Mislas Shirim, right? Ramchal, but he was younger than 4 years, right? Right? Yeah, he was 17 years old. Yeah. So what? So he was the greatest Kabbalist of his time, one of the greatest, when he was 17. So what does it prove? You understand? So it does not prove to us anything. Just, it proves that there are exceptions. So we don't compare ourselves to or Chaim or other tzaddikim, but we have to know our strengths and weaknesses, and we have to use them accordingly, right? And plus, always remember, if test was sent your way, HaShem expects us to pass it. That's it. Are you able to? Absolutely. But of course, you ask, always pray, right? Fact number one, that you are able to withstand the test, and fact number two, without Hashem's help, you cannot, because you don't know your boundaries, right? So you pray for Hashem's assistance. That's it. So that's the answer. Okay, so the question next question. I wonder why there is no blessing of Sholo Asani Shoteh. As we learned from commentary that this is a blessing, thanking Hashem for different ways, he did not become patur from positive mitzvahs. So the question is why we don't in the morning blessings, why we don't say that I'm thank you Hashem for not making me like a crazy person, like mentally sick person. The question is, so we want to thank Hashem, right? So He allowed us to perform mitzvah. It's not the correct blessing. In the same sense, you said you might say thank you Hashem for making with my left hand, because I can put tefillin. Thank you Hashem is making me with a hat, so I can put tefillin or other things. No, it's not. Or not making me blind, not make me make me able to walk with my hands, feet, or other things. So it's not good. Whatever sages say, that's enough. Right, and then plus, if somebody is have some kind of deficiency that he or she cannot perform the mitzvahs, so they perform as whatever they can, and the others are going to be count for them as they did it. You understand? So because you were absolved, you were not capable. If a person does not have hands, for example, so he's not going to be judged that he did not put tefillin. Of course, he must ask somebody to put tefillin on his head, but on the hands, no. But what I notice is, from my personal experience, what people like they want to do what is not applied to them. What is not applied to them, and they have a big time to do that, even a little was obligated for them obligated to do. So that's the problem. Okay. So continue. Rabbi, can we just tell the Gentile that we are allowed to answer this question due to our laws? Not allowed. I understand exactly what's going on, but it's not okay. It's not a good idea. So again, the question: can we just tell the Gentile that we are not allowed to answer this question due to our laws? So we're not. It's going to create some confusion. So unless you give them some simplified answers, whatever, without lies, but some unfinished answer, let's say. But you're not going to leave everything to his imagination. So if you say I cannot answer the law, guess what? They're going to think overthink and create the answers for you, right? Why exactly you do not wanted to give them an answers? I mean, if you give me maybe practical example, I would try to answer in a sense that they would understand and accept. So I mean, for them, when you give an answer, it must be logical for them. If it's logical, they understand. If it's not logical, they're going to reject. So, but you must give them some answer. Okay. Okay. So. It was some case that we just learned just recently, but I don't remember. But, okay, continue. Next question. Question about tearing toilet paper. Hypothetically, if one uses uncut paper and tried to cut it through the flashing with grandma, yes, but the paper did not cut for whatever reason, should the person tear the toilet paper in a usual manner to prevent HaShem? Because they would probably mess up the toilet, right? Or this would not be permitted because they're no longer necessary at this point. So that's a very good question, very interesting question. So let's. So we're talking about the method number 2. In case of a person forgot to prepare, or not even forgot, you visiting somebody, you're in somebody's house, and guess what? They don't have this toilet paper prepared. Right. So the method number 2 was to use the paper, put it in a bowl, toilet bowl, flush it, and let's say it's strong, very strong toilet paper, and it's not cutting. It's not cutting. So if you're in somebody else's house, if you're going to walk out of this restaurant right now, or leave it as it is with this toilet paper attached to the roll and half in a toilet bowl, right? It's not going to be very, very nice, right? It's very, very embarrassing. So in this case, I would say yes, to protect the person's dignity in as we said before, in an unusual way, with your feet, with something, but not with your hands, right? If it is in your house, so that's a little different. So I mean, if some people have two bathrooms, so maybe you I don't know, maybe a person ran out of the toilet paper in this bathroom, but they have in another bathroom. So I would say if you can close this bathroom, tell your family not to use it. I'm just making up examples, so I guess it would be better, right? So continue. Yeah, to prevent Hil HaShem. Right. So I mean, Hil HaShem means somebody else, but if you can agree with the family not to use it, but if it's only husband and wife and they have only one bathroom, yeah, of course. So it will be Hil HaShem. It would be denigrated for her for her husband to walk into this bathroom, of course. Okay, so next one. Rabbi, when tearing with shinui is fine if it rips in the lines. I mean, we try not to, because you see, shinui is like a deviation. So the deviation, as we said, for example, if you do it with the teeth, I think it's my personal view on this. Even though you can do any deviation, but with teeth is more precise. With teeth, where you can tear between this between the preparation. If you're going to the preparations, if you're going to tear like with the knees or with the elbows or something like maybe yes, maybe no, right? Maybe you're going to tear on perforation, but with the teeth, for sure, there is the most precise way, right? Because if a person even if he did not intend, but he tore on on perforation, so most likely next piece of paper that they're going to rip also on perforations, because it's thinner part, like the weaker part. So that's why I think we should use teeth. Okay. Okay, so next question. I wonder if a Jew have a problem of misira if reporting other Jew to motor vehicle for this. So meaning so the problem is so the question is if so motor vehicle is like a government authority, right? And we're not allowed to report another Jew to what is it to authorities, right? Because they can punish him, and of course this punishment would be much harsher than that the Beis Din would give him. On one hand, on the other hand, it is what is it, life danger. So in this case, it's not exactly your life danger, but a public life danger. So in this case, as that doctor did, and that's what we would need to do. If we have a similar situation, we would need to go to Rabbi and ask him if we're allowed to report. And sometimes you need to go to the Jewish court, like Beis Din, and ask their permission to go in order to go to authorities. So if you see that somebody is killing somebody, raping somebody, you really need to wait to Beis Din until they reconvene 3 months from now. No, you just call police or some lawyer, or I don't know, somebody setting fire at somebody else's apartment, and maybe there are people sleeping. Okay, something like this, you can call police right away. But in all other cases, when the danger is not so imminent, right, you have to go to the court and say, right, there is such a case. Am I allowed to go to what is it to authorities? So they should give you official letter. So we cannot help you, and we found this the situation dangerous, and you're allowed officially. So we give you your official permission to go to authorities, right? And in many cases, it's like that, or child abuse, like molestation. So I mean, what can we do in this case, right? So, but without this what is it? This letter, it would be problematic, because a person who is moiser, who is this informer, so he's not going to be resurrected with the resurrection of the dead. So that's a big punishment. Okay. So next question. The Rav general question. I wonder what happened spiritually to people who acted unusual manner. For example, doing crazy things, when the wrath or even gained unnatural physical strength, when in that stage. Very interesting. But genuinely forget the incident completely, or drunk people, right? If a person functions normally when not triggered, is the person considered shoteh? How should there are multiple questions? How should we deal with the people like that and not feel hurt and frustrated if they cause a lot of damage to us in those stages, but completely forget the incident? That's it's very, very painful, and some people like that, right? They reported to us the husband is sometimes drinks alcohol, and he becomes like this, very violent, and he remembers or whatever all of this accusation of his wife since they married 18 years ago, and sometimes becomes violent. And then guess what? Next one, oh, I did this to you. I have to buy you flowers. I'm sorry. I couldn't. No, it was not me. No. Right. So sometimes she would like record him, but I mean, so that's a very, very sad situation. But let's see. General question, I wonder, what happens spiritually for people who acted in a usual manner, for example, doing crazy things when wrath or even gain a natural physical strength when they're in that stage, but generally forget the incident completely. Right. So meaning okay, completely. If the person's function normally when not triggered, is the person considered shoteh? No, the person is not considered shoteh. So we go by my majority of the time, right? So my majority of the time the person is normal. He's normal. I had an uncle, right? That was shoteh, and he like speaking like normally. He asked how this family member, that family, and then and you think that he's normal. Maybe all of the doctors are crazy. He's nice and polite, and he like very cordial. I mean, amazing individual. Yeah, sometimes he does not take showers, but otherwise like or never take a shower. Like you have to force him to take a shower. Like. But otherwise, he's normal individual, unless like 5 minutes later, or 3 minutes later in the conversation, he would sleep and start saying crazy things. You understand? But it was like he was shoteh 100%, and poor uncle. But people who like most of the life they ask normally, they're normal people. So with this, unfortunately, I mean, it happened even to the best of us when we get angry, we get frustrated, like we lose our minds and we break things. Unfortunately, I know, right? But the person is not considered shoteh. Would this person be responsible? 100%, 100%. As we learn from Rambam, we've been having this class for a long time. It's our obligation to work up on ourselves. Right, to work on ourselves and right, to change our character traits. Wrath anger is one of them. Right, so the person cannot be like just because he does not remember, that's it. But the damage is done. So now he broke like a window. He like crashed his car or a neighbor's car. Like just because he does not remember, he cuts his wife with a knife or something. Right? Now she's it's no longer her because he said I don't remember. Like or this car is not damaged. The neighbor's car is not damaged because he said I don't remember how it happened. No, the reality is there. Right. If a person so continue. If a person function normally. But not triggered, so he's not shoteh, right? Sorry, continue. How should we deal with the people like that and not feel hurt or frustrated? I'm not sure how not to feel hurt and frustrated, because in that moment, so right, so we know the case like that. So in that moment, the person is very, very real, right? And it looks like it's his actually self, and maybe it is himself. Right, maybe all of this time he's trying to hide his true nature. And now, when he's frustrated, that's this abusive person. That's his nature, right? Especially if it happens often. If it happens only from time to time, once in a year, once in 6 months, maybe we can forget about it, right? But if it happens from time to time, maybe it's his nature. So if it's possible to stay away from this person as far as possible, so that would be the preferred choice. That's, I mean, yeah, they would deny. I would deny it. Yes. Also, so continuation. Also, a person does not use a substance. Does not. No alcohol, no smoking, or anything, but has very poor sleep or poor memory in general. But poor sleep, very poor sleep. So sleep is is also like sleep. I mean, lack of sleep makes a person shoteh, not shoteh, but act very, very, very strangely, like because the body half asleep. Right. So I don't want myself if I sleep less than I don't know 4.5 hours, like even less than 4 hours, not 4.5. I can handle less than 4 hours. I have like all of the pains in my under my nails, like needles. I feel needles under my nails. I go crazy. Or 3 hours, right? But from 3 to 4 hours a night. So it's not enough for me. Right. But has a very poor sleep and poor memory in general. So memory in general, of course, I mean, it's not an excuse, and we're not a doctor to help that person. I mean, if you're responsible for that person, one child or a parent or something, so that's a different story, right? But if it's a person that we're not obligated to be around, so that's we have to separate, I guess. To do everything possible not to be in vicinity. When the person is there, I'm out. So he comes here at 3 p.m., let's say for 3 hours, guess what? 2:30 I'm not there. For how long? Until he goes away. Okay. Okay, so next question. General question. I noticed that whenever we talk to a certain individual, it is largely affected our own emotional spiritual stage, of course. Even if there is no conflict or the conversation. After conversation, we felt much stronger yetzer hara, and extreme emotions and ideas which the person projects, 100%. I wonder if we should just simply avoid the person as much as possible. That if the person is our parent, and we try to save them spiritually, who should do the Kiruv without engaging ourselves? How should we do it? Okay, no problem. Okay. So, very good question. So let's do from the beginning and try to explain. You notice that whenever we talk to a certain individual, so now we're talking about general, it largely affects our emotional and spiritual stage. Even there is no conflict in a conversation. Nice, not nice conversation. So we are forced into this conversation, most likely. But now there was no conflict, right? But something is there. After conversation, we felt a stronger yetzer hara and extreme emotion and ideas which this person projects. So meaning the person is a secular, non-Jew, or whatever person is, right? Even co-worker, right? And she wants to share her brilliant ideas with us. Okay, or he, right? At one point, I was in to a guy. So we had at one point we had cubicles, and then they cut the silo, right? They cut the cubicles, so there was no privacy. So all the people that you can see each other, you cannot sneeze basically. And they hired a new guy, right? And he said we sit face to face, like there is cubicle. I'm sitting in this corner, and he sat in this corner. For whatever reason, he did not want people passing by look at his monitor. Okay, whatever reason, I don't care. I mean, usually we face different angle, but he was no problem. And the guy, and he was good, he was in his 30s, and he was going through the divorce. He actually divorced. He divorced, and he actually fought for custody of the children. He got the children. And he got the children, and he had second relations with somebody, and the girl looks like, the way I understand from his story, like the kids. I mean, what could be better? and he had a fight, and he was yelling like on the phone, like in my face. You understand? It was very, very abusive, like relationships, and he like in the meantime he was searching for a new girlfriend, like and everybody knew. So like being around this person was so disgusting. Like and he tried to ask me questions, like what do I think? Should I call him? I say, look, I'm busy. Like do whatever you want, just let me work on it. You understand? So there are people like that, just from. I mean, he's not nice. I don't know if we call him nice. Like I wanted to take a shower, like wash my hands with face just to be in the vicinity of that person. Like so promiscuous, and he was not even trying to hide it. So he has a wife. He divorced, got the kids, and then now a girlfriend that he's breaking up with his girlfriend, and he's looking for somebody else. Like in office, and the guy was working like maybe two months at that time. So that's the people like that. So we have to stay away from them if possible, like as far as possible, right? Because they project their ideas. Absolutely, they project their personality, and now a person. Now he has a doubt. So unless you have this strong reaction, so I mean, sometimes I was told I cannot hide my reaction, and you can read on my face exactly what I think. I mean, so sometimes I cannot control, right? So maybe right, it also helps. But if a person try to be nice and cordial and not to insult other people, that's very dangerous, right? The people is going to continue. Right, like this guy, I had to stop him like almost a few, like I don't know how many, like 2 or 3 times, no more than 3 times. I said I'm not interested. Can I please allow me to work? So I asked him, right? That's it. I wonder if we should just simply avoid this person as much as possible, 100%. So just because there is no negativity, I mean, for them, like abuse and insult, it's not the only negativity. This what is it? These different ideas, like filthy ideas, is a lot of negativities, right? What if person is our parent and we try to save them spiritually? We're not obligated, like right. The problem is when we try help somebody, we have to make sure that we're not going to suffer from that. So, and if we know that his outcome is like that we feel feel like filthy, right? So from just talking to a person, or like right. So we if we can do it like long distance, we must do it like long distance. And if it's a parent, so this respect to the parents does not apply. If person like meaning. Respect to a person, to a parent, meaning that you have to help them to dress. You have to bring them food, for example. You have to take them to the doctor's office, physical. But otherwise, not to talking to them. I mean, to talk to them also is a part of the respect. But if they're abusive, if you see, if child feels that they are losing, meaning that they bring this parent bring them down, like humiliate them, or saying some ideas. Just because somebody is a mother does not mean that she's a perfect right father. He's not crazy or something, right? We've also heard the story. A father would go to the prostitution house with their sons, right? So that's the thing. So we try to stay away, and if we can do manage the Kiruv remotely, we do. But don't read the responses, right? Some people say to me response. Some people like very spiritually sick. So I would delete the response from myself. They don't see that I delete the response, nor not to read it. So somebody left me messages, some whatever. So I just delete them and I continue send them like nothing happened. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. So continuation of that. Question. Okay, so example of the situation when we don't want to explain to Gentile why not. So that's the situation. Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear. I meant regarding the toilet paper. Yeah, it was not clear for sure from the question. Yeah, it was not clear. If he asks us if he's steering to the right size instead of playing dumb, could we explain that we're not allowed to tell him any encouragement or the discouragement, because it would be considered asking him directly, which is forbidden. Okay, so now it's a better question, very important question. Yeah, in this case, it is allowed to explain, but don't expect that him understand what you're saying. It doesn't matter if he's a professor and his father was professor and his cat is also professor. So I mean, it's not going to help very much. But we can try. So, but playing dumb, think yes. You cannot say yes, basically. So you wanted to tell it like that. Four squares is good, or 3, or you want 5 squares. So how many squares? Please tell me. Said thank you very much. Thank you. Right. So meaning if you can say that, yeah, we're not allowed to tell you how many squares, but whatever you usually use is good, right? Right. That's it. So meaning that the whatever I said is not precise. Okay. Whatever people usually use that. Yeah. Whatever people usually use. I don't know how many. Okay. So don't tell them 3, 4. Don't tell them anything. Right. So next question, general question. When we are in college, in order to keep kashrus, we had separate cooking and eating utensils from non-Jewish roommates, okay? And explained that we are not allowed to eat unkosher food. Baruch Hashem, the roommate respected us, but pity us out of a stricter diet, right? I wonder if there is a concern of the Hil HaShem from us, since they sort of took the law of kashrus in negative way. I'm not sure if it's a negative. I mean, for pity for us. I mean, some people like in my office where I used to work. So they come from different country, right? And then they say let's go eat together. Whole group is getting together. I say I don't eat. I keep kosher. Whatever. I eat only kosher food. Whatever. Like they say no. I also vegetarian. There is no price. It's going to be vegetarian. So meaning that restriction, like meaning that only vegetarians, there is no problem for them. Yes, I think right. So. Keep kashrus. So we advise someone had maybe not so understanding roommate, right? So we said just keep all of the utensils in your room. So they had like all of them have like small rooms, like small bedroom. Sometimes they have roommates would have like in college, like in dormitory, I guess. All the people would be in the same room. But sometimes I'm not sure, like they rented the house. I'm not sure what I don't remember what was the arrangement. They have different rooms, like separate. And then the one was I think that this person asked me, should I take the bigger room, living room, but no doors, or the smaller rooms, like almost like double, like half size, but with a door? I said, of course, take it with a door. What a question. Take you can install the lock there. And take all the eating utensils and store in your room, right? Maybe like so you're going to be pots around you, around yourself, like on the dish rack, and don't worry, let them use the whole kitchen. But in this case, you would be sure that nobody is going to mess up your pots and the pans and and spoons and cups. Right, keep it in your room. Don't never eat outside of your room. Never, ever, ever. So even have tea. Of course, a person screwed up, but basically, like, it was minor things. Minor things. Okay. So the question. Go back to the question. So would be a Hil HaShem was person stricter diet. I mean, people on the reducing diet, right? Is like a different diet. People have health issues then on this diet, that diet. I don't know. Okay. So one guy from my shul, the elderly person, he probably have diabetes. I don't know what I've heard. So people try, like when they bring cookies or cakes, because of the your side, since he's an important person, like a very respectable person, in my shul, right? So they try to get him sugar-free cookies. Okay, so I mean, I think I tried once to eat sugar-free cookies. It's unbearable. It's like a cardboard or something, right? It's not good, right? This person must eat sugar-free cookies. Okay, is it the problem? I don't know, right? I don't know. So I mean, if the pity is the thing, why they not going to mess up our pots? So let it be it. Okay. Right. So next question. If we are working on Kiruv project, and the person we are helping is very busy. Okay. How should we balance between asking questions if we feel like we are not making much progress, and between not talking up the supervisor time taken up, the supervisor time in excess? So I would say that's a very good question. So you're talking to a busy person, and sometimes they cannot get back to you in some time. Right, I got this question today, believe it or not. I have a similar question. I was like maybe deja vu, right? So it was actually somebody asked me, somebody in the medical school, and they have in medical school they have like assigned mentors or something, like I don't know whatever this title is, and I'm not sure how many students per person. I'm not sure. So they help them with homework. They like guide them, like give them advice. So I'm not sure, like, and usually they're obligated to. I mean, obligated. I'm not sure. Like it's somebody ask for somebody. So that's how the story got to me. So that person is not going to ask, but this person is asking. It's one of our students. Right, basically this person, this curator they call it, I think, should answer like in one day, right? In one working day or one, right? And until the certain time, because it's very important. It's medical school, but this person, this curator, is not answering in a few days. Like should be report him to authorities, like because they do a survey basically, and they ask are they helpful, not helpful, and what to do. So right, so I mean a very similar question. So I mean, and I explained. So you're not allowed to just to go blankly to like to report. It's not allowed. Try to talk to the person. Maybe he's sick. Maybe his wife is sick. Maybe his grandmother died. Maybe I don't know. He has to go every month to procedure, like 3 hours in the doctor's office. You understand? So now when he feels dizzy after, like, I don't know, million and a half things, just to report him, so he's going to lose his job or something. It's also not right. So try to talk to a person and see what happens. So in this case, we also like a case of Kiruv. Other project doesn't matter. So you have to be very proficient. So that person is very valuable. His input is very needed to us. So like prepare your questions, write down your question, think about your questions, and be very very precise. So when you're ready with your questions, and you don't have to think about it, what to ask. So meaning you, like, even in 5 minutes period, like you can be very very efficient. Understand? So that's how it works. So right, and maybe prepare questions for the future, 3 questions, 5 questions, but it would be like a very, very needed question, and you can continue like that. There is no problem. I have been working like in this environment for a long time. There is no problem. You just be prepared with your question. That person is value his time, her time, and that's it. Okay. So I think we're done with the questions. All right. So thank you very, very much for learning with us. So please join us tomorrow. We continue with our class of kosher kitchen. Thank you very much and good night.